What's going on? YouTube, listen up. Young Elder Gang. This is Dr. Charles P. Winston, at you with another banger. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video, fam. I hope this video get at least 100,000 likes in this video. You will find history definitions, scripture, information. And best of all, what we Americans have been deprived of from the beginning. The truth, keep in mind, this content used in this video is intended for entertainment, educational and informational purposes only, and does not constitute legal advice or create an attorney-client relationship. You should not act upon any information on this site without seeking the advice of a competent attorney for your specific situation. We will give you the total truth as we best understand it. Today, be sure to hit that like button, Young Elder Gang, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, hit that bell, and don't forget to check back with us every day for new content. We stand at a precipice of history. Today, the world feels fragile, teetering on the edge of great change. There's an unspoken anxiety in our lives, nations rising against nations, economies shaking, ancient prophecies echoing in modern headlines. In times like these, humanity looks to its warners, voices like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who prophesied the fall of a great power, Mystery Babylon the Great. This isn't ancient history, it's about the United States of America, a nation built on ideals, now a global corporation powered by a currency of debt. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad warned that America's power, symbolized by its dollar, was a hollow shell. Its fall was inevitable, and the process had already begun. We'll explore this prophecy, a deception that turned citizens into commercial slaves, a republic into a bankrupt corporation. This narrative weaves through scripture, history, and economics, connecting the visions of Revelation to global finance. The woman on the beast, decked in gold, does she symbolize our world, dominated by American influence and currency? The message is urgent. The foundations of society are crumbling, the dollar is in decline, and when trust in this symbol breaks, everything else may fall with it. We are called to open our eyes to the matrix of control and understand the nature of our enslavement. Have you ever gazed at the night sky and wondered about the mysteries beyond our world? The universe stretches endlessly above us, filled with secrets and stories that have fascinated humanity for millennia. Among these mysteries, the Book of Revelation presents one of the greatest enigmas, the Whore of Babylon, a figure shrouded in symbolism and intrigue. She's not a single person, but a symbol, a global system of influence and control that stretches across continents and cultures, weaving its way into the very fabric of society. This system has ensnared kings and deceived nations for centuries, a riddle wrapped in prophecy and cloaked in power. Its reach is both ancient and modern, affecting rulers and ordinary people alike. John's vision is vivid. A woman sits on many waters, symbolizing her power over peoples and nations, her influence flowing like rivers across the globe. Her influence is global, shaping thoughts, desires, and destinies across the world. She molds the way people think, act, and even dream, often without them realizing it. She's described in royal colors, purple and scarlet, adorned with gold and jewels, holding a golden cup. Her appearance is dazzling, designed to captivate and seduce. But the cup is filled with abominations, not purity, a beautiful facade hiding deep corruption. What glitters on the outside conceals a darkness within. Outwardly she promises wealth and pleasure, but inside she leads to spiritual and moral decay. The allure of luxury masks a path that leads to emptiness and ruin. Her name is a mystery. Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and of the abominations of the earth. This title hints at secrets yet to be uncovered. Babylon recalls the ancient city of pride and rebellion. This new Babylon is its spiritual heir, carrying forward the legacy of defiance and excess. She is the source of all corrupt systems and false beliefs that plague humanity. Her influence seeps into governments, religions and cultures, fueling division and deception. Not just one entity, but the origin of many. Like roots spreading underground, her reach extends into countless aspects of life. To understand her is to understand the hidden forces shaping our world. These forces operate in the shadows, often unnoticed but always present. Her reach is vast, her influence subtle, and her true nature concealed behind allure and power. She wears many masks, adapting to every age and culture. The vision warns us, what appears magnificent may be a gilded trap for the soul. The very things we desire can become the chains that bind us. The story of Babylon is not just ancient history, it's a lens for our modern age, a warning that echoes through time and speaks to us today. Her legacy endures, shaping the world in ways we often fail to see. From the headlines to the halls of power, her shadow lingers. The mystery remains. Will we recognize her influence or fall under her spell? The choice is ours, but the consequences are profound. The answer may determine the fate of nations and our own. In unraveling this cosmic mystery, we may discover the truth about ourselves and the world we inhabit. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad saw himself as a warner, delivering a divine revelation in The Fall of America. He argued that America, like ancient Babylon, had a chance to change, but refused, beginning a fight it could not win. The prophecy is stark. Babylon is fallen, a process already in motion, triggered when real value was abandoned for fiat currency. America's system of commercial law entangled its people in debt, creating a spiritually toxic society. We must look at the world differently. Legal documents, birth certificates, jobs and mortgages are contracts binding us to a corporate entity. Through ignorance, we've consented to commercial slavery, fueling a machine that doesn't serve us. The Matrix becomes a powerful allegory for this hidden reality. The rise of BRICS and the challenge to the US dollar are not conspiracy theories, they're unfolding realities. The prophecy foretold that nations enriched by Babylon would one day turn on her. Are we witnessing that now? To understand the fall, we must understand the rise. America began not as a nation, but as a commercial venture, colonies chartered for profit. The United States corporation's roots are in commerce, watered by the sweat of the enslaved. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad identified America as a continuation of the Babylonian spirit, material wealth and power above all. The land was a golden cup, filled with abomination, the enslavement of God's people. This original sin became the nation's corrupt core, fueling its rise but ensuring its undoing. The system was built for profit, not people. Everything and everyone had a price. The reality, according to prophecy, is a corporate structure veiled by patriotic rhetoric, managing its most valuable asset, the people. America's rise was a commercial scheme destined to become a global empire, spreading its golden cup of deception. The American Republic's Constitution was meant to limit government and protect individual sovereignty. But a quiet takeover began, not with armies, but with lawyers and bankers. During the Civil War, acts transformed the government into a corporate entity. In 1933, the United States declared bankruptcy, pledging its citizens' future labor as collateral, robbing the American people of their gold. Americans became surety for national debt, altering their relationship with the state. The law shifted from common law, which derived from land law, to the Uniform Commercial Code, law of merchants and contracts, which is water law. States became franchises of the federal corporation. All transactions became commercial discharges of debt. The government, now a corporation, created artificial entities, names in all caps, to tax and control. The constitutional government became a shell, its authority usurped by a commercial system. People became employees and debtors to a corporate state. This gives you a part of the mystery. How does a sovereign individual become a slave? It starts at birth, with the creation of a birth certificate, a legal fiction, the straw man. This artificial person, registered with the state, is monetized. You become surety for its debts. Every license, registration or contract binds you to the corporation, subjecting you to its rules. You act as the straw man, a citizen of the federal corporation, not a sovereign individual. Courts enforce contracts, not justice. Fines and taxes are commercial charges against your straw man. By responding to your all-caps name, you agree to represent that fiction and settle its accounts. Most never see the bars of their cage, believing they are free while their energy powers a bankrupt machine. Another part of the mystery, the messenger. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad warned, "This was not a foreign invasion, but a silent conquest, enslavement by paper contracts and legal fictions." In the heart of Mystery Babylon, a new god was forged, not of stone, but of paper and ink. It was called the US dollar. The dollar became the ultimate object of worship, the measure of worth, and the idol people chase with religious fervour. This worship has corrupted the human spirit, leading to betrayal, conflict, and even war. Yet, as the Honourable Elijah Muhammad warned, this symbol is losing value every day. The dollar became the golden cup from which all nations drank, intoxicating, yet binding them to Babylon's system. The dollar was once backed by gold and silver, a promise rooted in real value. You could exchange paper for precious metal, and this gave the currency its strength. But when America left the gold standard, the dollar became fiat, its value based only on faith and government decree. This shift, as the Honourable Elijah Muhammad warned, set the stage for collapse, turning real wealth into an illusion. The Honourable Elijah Muhammad's prophecy was more than spiritual. It was a warning of economic collapse. He said, "America's stronghold is falling. her dollar losing power. The decline of the dollar signals the decline of the empire. Debt spirals out of control, and the world seeks alternatives. When the dollar falls, everything built on it will fall too. This is the financial ruin the prophecy foretold. To understand the prophecy, we turn to the book of Revelation, where John sees a mysterious woman in the wilderness. She sits atop a scarlet beast with 7 heads and 10 horns, symbols of global power and wealth. The woman is arrayed in purple and scarlet, adorned with gold and jewels, representing immense material wealth. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches this vision points to America, rich, powerful, but supported by a beastly system of force. Beneath the surface, it's a moral wasteland, despite its abundance. The woman in John's vision holds a golden cup, beautiful, precious, and alluring. It symbolizes the American dream, freedom, prosperity, and power admired by the world. But inside, the cup is filled with abominations, materialism, moral decay, and spiritual rebellion. America's influence spreads worldwide, setting the standard for corruption and injustice. Beneath the golden facade lies a nation built and sustained by violence. The vision deepens. Babylon is not alone. Across the world, other great cities stand as symbols of power and ambition, their lights flickering in the darkness, hinting at secrets hidden beneath their shining facades. John sees her riding a scarlet beast, full of blasphemous names, with 7 heads and 10 horns. The beast moves through the city's shadows, its presence both awe-inspiring and terrifying, a force that cannot be ignored. The woman is a corrupt spiritual and economic system. The beast is the political and military power that supports her. Together they form a partnership that shapes the destiny of nations and influences the lives of millions. She guides the beast, using its strength to enforce her will. Her influence stretches far and wide, manipulating events from behind the scenes, always seeking more control. The 7 heads are 7 mountains and kings, often seen as world empires, culminating in a final global power. These empires rise and fall, each leaving its mark on history, each striving for ultimate dominance. Their partnership is powerful, but doomed. The beast gives her legitimacy, but the alliance is temporary. Beneath the surface, tensions simmer, and trust is always fragile. The 10 horns, 10 kings, will eventually turn on the woman, destroying her in a dramatic betrayal. Ambition and rivalry ignite, shattering the alliance in a moment of chaos. The very powers that supported Babylon will bring about her downfall. The structures she built begin to collapse, and the crowds that once cheered now rise in protest. The prophecy warns alliances built on corruption are destined to collapse. No matter how strong they seem, their foundations are fatally flawed. In the end, the lust for power consumes even its own creators, leaving only ruin and a stark lesson for those who would follow in their footsteps. What is the great city that reigns over the earth? Many see it as a global power structure, a triple alliance. 3 city-states stand at its core: Washington, D.C., the City of London, and Vatican City. Each is sovereign, with its own laws and leadership, representing military, financial, and religious power. Washington, D.C. enforces, London finances, and the Vatican influences spiritually. Together, they form a network directing the world's affairs. This alliance mirrors the unholy trinity of Revelation dragon, beast, and false prophet. No single city could fulfill the prophecy alone. Their combined influence is unprecedented. Military might need money, finance needs protection. Both benefit from religious legitimacy. This interlocking system is the modern face of Babylon. Magnificent, powerful, but deeply corrupt. Its golden cup is filled with exploitation, not blessing. The first pillar, military power, centers on Washington, D.C. The US acts as the world's enforcer, with bases in over 80 countries and unmatched military spending. This is the beast's muscle, enforcing Babylon's will without conquest. Through alliances, sanctions, and intervention, it pressures nations to comply. Military might protect the global financial system and secures resources. Wars are framed as missions for freedom, but often serve hidden interests. Media narratives justify the beast's actions, masking true motives. The military arm guarantees the world order, allowing Babylon to rule securely. The prophecy's beast, unmatched in power, finds a chilling echo in today's global military dominance. The second pillar is finance, centred in the historic City of London, a district with centuries of influence over global money. This tiny district is the world's financial heart, managing vast flows of global wealth and banking, shaping economies far beyond its borders. Institutions like the IMF and World Bank extend its reach, imposing debt and control on nations, often dictating economic policies. Debt entrapment allows conquest without war. Resources and labour are seized through economics, leaving countries dependent and vulnerable. The US dollar, as the world's reserve currency, gives immense leverage to the system, enabling influence over international trade. All nations need dollars, fueling constant demand and funding military power, reinforcing the dominance of this financial order. Some link the fiat currency system to the mark of the beast. Everyone must participate to buy or sell, making escape nearly impossible. Today, the financial order is under strain. Alternatives like gold and silverbacks and new alliances are emerging, threatening Babylon's grip. The prophecy warns, when Babylon falls, the merchants of the earth will mourn as their wealth and power vanish overnight. The collapse of this system would shake the world to its core, leaving uncertainty and chaos in its wake. The third pillar is religion, with the Vatican at its centre. The Roman Catholic Church, with over 1 billion followers, wields immense spiritual influence. The woman's purple and scarlet robes, her golden cup, these echo Catholic imagery. Historically, some saw the Church as the mother of false doctrines, birthing spiritual confusion. Today, the Vatican shapes global values, calling for unity and a new world order. The wine of Babylon is a blend of beliefs that dilute truth, promoting a one-world religion. This spiritual compromise intoxicates nations, making them easy to control. Ritual replaces relationship. Materialism replaces meaning. The golden cup is beautiful, but its contents are deadly. The beast's 7 heads and 10 horns hint at a future world government. The 10 horns are 10 rulers, united for a brief time, giving their power to the beast. They may represent global blocs, corporate leaders, or powerful nations. Each theory points to concentrated authority. These leaders act with one mind, enforcing a unified agenda. Their alliance is short-lived but absolute. In a final twist, these kings turn on Babylon, destroying her to seize total control. The prophecy reveals even the most powerful systems are vulnerable to betrayal. In the end, all power is consolidated under the beast alone. How does Babylon control billions? By managing the essentials: food, water, and energy. Scarcity is manufactured. Regulations restrict self-sufficiency, making people dependent on the system. Traditional farming and water collection are replaced by corporate-controlled resources. The result? Populations lose autonomy, forced to rely on centralized supply. Economic hardship and rising prices are tools of compliance. Desperation makes people accept digital currencies or universal basic income tied to social credit. The prophecy warns, no one can buy or sell without the mark of the beast. By creating crisis, the system offers itself as the only solution. Control of resources is the foundation of Babylon's final power. The world is being prepared for total submission. Revelation's message is more than a warning. It's a call to action. "Come out of her, my people," urges a voice from heaven. Separate from Babylon's corrupt system, reject materialism, pride and self-indulgence. Choose spiritual wealth and humility. Turn off the intoxicating media and fill your mind with truth and virtue. Strive for self-sufficiency. Grow your own food, avoid debt, and think critically. True safety isn't in stockpiles, but in a right relationship with the Creator. Babylon's empires are temporary. God's kingdom is eternal. The choice is ours: remain entangled or step into freedom. The story of Babylon is a warning and a promise of hope. Choose today which kingdom you will serve. The prophecy ends not with Babylon's power, but with her judgment. Babylon the Great is fallen. The process of her fall has already begun. She is become the habitation of devils, a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. The judgment is not just internal collapse. Her allies will turn against her. Her fall is a divine decree already in motion. We are witnessing the final, terrifying stages. The petrodollar system is the true genius of Mystery Babylon's financial empire. After the dollar was severed from gold, America struck a deal with oil-producing nations. Oil would be sold only in US dollars. This forced every country into Babylon's financial web, granting America an exorbitant privilege and propping up its entire system. The world funds America's debts and wars, while the dollar's dominance is enforced by military might. But when nations break free, the prophecy says Babylon's power will fall. Today, January 24th, 2026, we witness prophecy unfold. A powerful coalition, BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa, rises to challenge the petrodollar system. Their movement, de-dollarization, threatens American power like never before. As BRICS nations trade oil in their own currencies, the dollar's foundation cracks. The consequences for America, Mystery Babylon, will be catastrophic. The BRICS challenge is not just geopolitics, it's the fulfillment of prophecy and the beginning of the end for the empire of the dollar. The final layer of Mystery Babylon's control is the most insidious, operating not in Congress, but in the fine print of contracts that govern our lives. After the corporate bankruptcy of 1933, Common law was replaced by the Uniform Commercial Code, the law of merchants. At the heart of this system is a clever deception, the creation of a legal fiction known as the straw man. This entity, created at birth, bears your name in all capital letters, the way corporations are written. The state uses this straw man to tax, fine, and regulate you, drawing out your energy and wealth. This is not physical enslavement, but a commercial one. Paper and ink binding the unwary. You volunteered for this contract of servitude, signing away your rights, often without knowing. Each signature on a job form, marriage license, or car registration binds you deeper into the system's rules. You become the registered keeper, not the owner, pledging your labor and property as collateral. This silent takeover, under the color of law, replaced true justice with commercial slavery. The choice: remain a battery for the Matrix, or awaken and reclaim your freedom. The prophecy has been laid bare. The warnings of Elijah Muhammad echo in today's headlines. The fall of Babylon is not the end, but the end of a world built on lies. For those enslaved by this system, it is a promise of liberation. The Great Awakening has begun. Will you heed the final warning?